Well, everyone, you may have just bought your brand new iPhone 12 or any new iPhone, and I'll go ahead and show you exactly how to back up your older iPhone and restore it to your new one with maintaining all your data. Nothing will be deleted, and I just did this 20 seconds ago, so it's still working. Now, the very first thing I'll tell you is that there's two different ways of going about doing it. There's the wireless transfer method, which you can do up on the setup screen, and there's the computer method where you back it up on a computer and restore it from there. I will tell you, every single time I've ever done a wireless transfer, like wirelessly, going from one phone to the other, transferring the data, it has never worked. It's always ran into random issues and it just takes too much time. And I do need to use my phone for other things, and you can't even go away from the phone so I would always recommend using a computer method, but the wireless method is a good option too. The very first thing I'll tell you to do though, on your old device, aka the one you currently have, I would recommend deleting everything you don't need on your phone. So if there's a bunch of apps that you have, and I just did this, I had a bunch of games that I downloaded that I never played. So I would recommend going through just kind of deleting everything like that. It's not a necessity. If you have like unlimited storage, then there's no point in doing it. But if you have like a 64 gig phone like I had, or even lower, I'd recommend going through deleting anything you don't need, any other apps, and anything in the Files app I would recommend deleting there too. And I would also recommend every single person to download Google Photos. It's just an app from Google that allows you to back up everything that you have on your Photos app with unlimited backup, and I would recommend backing everything up there just in case something goes wrong, which probably nothing's going to go wrong, but just in case it does, at least you'll have a backup there. And then you can even delete all your photos on your physical phone and have them just stored up on the cloud. I've done this, 30,000 times. I just did it again, and I trust it a lot, and that's probably what I would recommend doing. At least that's what I do every time. So now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you the wireless transfer method first, which is way easier, and then the computer method. Like I said, the wireless transfer thing, it just never worked for me. I always run into issues. I think it kind of worked one time, but it was just such a pain. So this is how to do it. So first of all, on your newer iPhone, aka your iPhone 12, if you already had gone through the setup and everything, you will have to go through and restore your iPhone and reset it. So just go into settings, you want to go into general, you want to scroll down to reset, and you want to erase all content and settings. And it's going to take a couple of seconds for it to fully go through. And that's on your new iPhone. Don't do this to your old one, the one you currently have all the data on. You want to do it to your new iPhone 12. Now, once you're back on that welcome screen, what you want to do is you want to set your iPhone right next to it. And at the very bottom of your old iPhone, you'll basically get this, set up iPhone as, user's iPhone, whatever. And you can go and click on that. And eventually you will get a little option that'll basically tell you, do you want to restore all your data from your current iPhone and transfer it all to your new iPhone? And once you get on that little panel, you want to go ahead and click accept. And you just want to go through that specific setup. And it's going to go ahead and take about 45 minutes, sometimes depending on how much data you have in your device. For me, it doesn't take an insane amount of time. It takes about 30 minutes, but it just kind of cancels out sometimes. It doesn't delete the data on either one of the phones, but it's just kind of a pain. And after a while, your phone will eventually boot up and you can go ahead and go through the setup again, go through the normal settings and everything. And that's a normal way of doing it if you don't want to use a computer. But the computer method, like I stated, is probably the better way to go. So if you want to use a computer to do this, all you need to do is just have your lightning cord and plug in your iPhone to your macOS or Windows machine. Now you will need to have iTunes installed, so make sure you have iTunes installed. I think I have tutorials on how to do that, but I'll go ahead and leave links, and if there's any tutorials I made or if there's one I find, I'll go ahead and show you how to install it. If you're on macOS or one of the latest macOS versions, iTunes is not there, it's the Files app. So whenever I say iTunes, just go through the Files app basically. Now within iTunes, you want to go and click on the little phone icon on the top left. And again, this is after you plug in your iPhone. So make sure you plug in your iPhone, your old one, and trust the computer and everything like that. I'm sure you guys have plugged in your iPhone to your computer before. Now, once you're on the little phone and device panel, you'll see a couple options. You'll see, restore backup, all these different things. What you want to do is find the option where it says restore backup. You want to find the option where it says backup now, and you want to make sure it's highlighted on the option where it says this computer. If it's on like iCloud Back or whatever, you want to change it to this computer, and you want to make sure you have however much storage you have on your device, you want to make sure you have that on your storage space for your computer. So if you have 128 gigs and you're using like 64 gigs of it, you want to make sure you have at least like 64 gigs saved in your computer. You can always, I think you can do backups on hard drives as well. So you can even store it on a different storage device if you want to, but it's totally up to you. Just make sure you have that much storage saved on your machine. Now what you want to do at this point, once all that stuff is figured out, you want to go ahead and click backup now. And it's going to take a couple of minutes for it to back up. It really doesn't take too long, if I'm being honest. It only took me like 7 minutes. I had about 33 gigs. I had to go ahead and put them on the computer. So it didn't take an insane amount of time. time in my opinion. So once that is fully backed up, and again, you can go ahead and pause the video whenever you want to, what you want to do now is unplug your old iPhone and you want to plug in your new iPhone now, aka your iPhone 12. Now, basically, you want to go back to that same page that we were just on after you plug it in and trust it and all that stuff. So you want to go back into iTunes, the top left, click that little phone icon, and then you'll come into the panel again. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on Restore Backup or Restore Now or whatever it is. And it's this computer option again. But if you don't come into this panel, you'll basically see a welcome screen saying, welcome to your new iPhone 12 or whatever. Now, at the very bottom, you'll see Set Up as New iPhone, or you'll see Restore from Backup. You want to make sure that you click the Restore from Backup option, and it should automatically determine and find that latest backup that we just made. And so what you want to do, if in case it doesn't find it, you want to click on that little drop down menu and you want to locate your latest version of the backup. So once that's done, you want to go and click on it. You want to go and click on, OK or accept, whatever it is. And then it will take a little bit longer for your iPhone to restore. If it took me about like 10 minutes for it to back up, it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes for it to fully restore. But in this meantime, you can go ahead and do whatever you need to, and you can just come back to your phone. Your old phone, you can use it like how you normally would. You don't need to keep it around it because the backup is saved on the computer. And after a little bit of time, your iPhone will fully restore and you can use it to whatever you want to, and it'll eventually, say restore in progress. It'll eventually boot back up and you have to go through the setup again. But at this point, it'll start installing all your apps and everything will be on your new iPhone 12. And the best thing about this, in my opinion, is just in case something goes wrong in the future, at least you'll still have a backup on your computer as well. So you can always restore from this point on. I've been in many, many situations where I messed up a device and I had to go and restore it. And luckily I had to restore, just like a couple months ago that I had. And, even though it's still like a couple months of data lost, I'd rather have it take a couple months of data away from me than like a couple years or just my old data out entirely. So that really pretty much covers it up for the most part. If you guys have any other questions or into any other issues, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys have any other questions or anything, like I stated, you can also check out my second channel. I have a ton of tutorials on how to fix a ton of different things on your iPhone 12. So if you run into a bunch of issues, you can also go on that channel and watch those little videos that I've made. I've been covering the iPhone 12s like crazy. So if you want to subscribe to both channels, that'd be actually really, really awesome. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the video, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything, also love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.